Alright, in this video, we're going to go over some things that a lot of Amazon sellers experience, which is IP issues with dropshipping. So dropshipping from your typical retail suppliers, which is something we no longer teach in SupremeCommerce, but a lot of people are still doing it, and a lot of the time you'll come across IP issues, right? So even if you try to stay away from a lot of name brands or bigger brands or brands that only have like a single seller on it, and generally the seller's name is the same as the brand name, that's definitely one you want to stay away from. A lot of sellers are still experiencing IP issues, inauthentic claims, and even account suspensions. So this is why I've been doing original listings and building my own brands out via dropshipping for years, and it's why we teach it in our courses. We now actually teach how to do these original listings in our $47 launch course. I know it might sound a little bit crazy to teach that to scale of how to actually do original listings and kind of the very beginnings of building out your very own brand selling on Amazon. No FBA, literally just drop shipping using suppliers like this. So the supplier I'm looking at right now, this is Source Universe. So sourceuniverse.com used to just be a retail website. The cool thing about them is they recently opened up to resellers. So normally you, as a standard customer, you can get 5% off any 2 items or more with your order with this little code here. But if you actually scroll down to the bottom of Source Universe website, there says a little thing called Are You a Reseller? Sign up here. So when you click that, it's actually going to take you to a little form. In this form, all you're really doing is filling in your email address where you sell, and your business or seller name, business name / seller name is optional. But once you do that, they'll automatically send you an email back verifying you're now allowed to resell. It actually says right here a verification letter, so via email for our dropship services. So they will dropship for you. Source Universe does ship in unmarked packaging, which is within Amazon and eBay terms of service. Now, specifically Amazon is what we're talking about today and what we're going to be looking at. Source Universe is a really good supplier for that because of the fact they will dropship for you. They'll also send you an email to verify you're allowed to use them as a supplier. They also note that they fulfill the orders for you. So they pick, pack, ship and fulfill orders for you, and all you're doing is routing your orders to them. Now, technically, you're not allowed to order from online like a website, even though this is what pretty much all of us do. But the really good thing is the wordplay that Source Universe use. It's like they're targeting for eBay and Amazon sellers to allow them to resell from them, because in their email it says, you route us your orders. Now, technically, that could mean you're not actually buying them from the website. You're just sending them your orders, rather it's daily or every week, and then they're shipping out the orders for you. That's a real dropship service. Now, technically, when you're using them, you will just be able to go place the orders on their website, which is super cool. So when you sign up as a reseller, you're going to get, as a reseller, I'm pretty sure it's 10% off of every price you see site-wide. And they actually have another step, which is even more exclusive discounts here. $10 a month. So they have a $10 a month plan, and that gets you 20% off site-wide. And I think it's, like forever. So it's ongoing. So when you sign up as a reseller, so what I would do in this case is very simple math. By the time you're doing $150 a month in sales, and let's say your margins are 10%, in that case, you're going to be making $15 a month, right? Doesn't sound like a lot. But by the time you're making a 15 or even 10, 10, 15, $20 a month using this supplier. So if you're doing $100, $150, $200 in sales with, like, say, like a handful of products or just one product that you're doing a couple $100 a month in sales with from this specific supplier, that would be a really good time to start the $10 a month, because with the $10 a month getting you 20% off, as a typical reseller for Source Universe, you're getting 10% off, I believe, just with the reseller agreement. They give you 10% off site-wide. Now, when you do the $10 a month, they give you 20% off site-wide as a reseller. And if you do the math, let's say you're making $20 a month, right, just from one, like, let's say 1 or 2 products from the supplier. As soon as you start paying that 10, right, $200 a month in sales. So let's say you're making 10% profit. So $200 a month in sales, 10% profits, $20, right? So if you start using this $10 a month, and now you're going to get an additional 10%, right? Because if you're using the initial reseller agreement, which is 10% off, So when you go from 10% to 20%, you're now adding another 10% roughly to your bottom line. Another 10% profit margin to any products you're selling from this supplier. So I would say by the time you're doing $10 or $20 a month in profit with some products from the supplier would be a good time to do the $10 a month, because from there you're going to be able to add an additional 10% to your bottom line of all the products you're selling from the supplier. Make sense? So now, one thing that's really cool about this supplier is I think they have locations in US, Canada, Germany, UK, India, and I believe some other places in Asia. And generally, I would say almost all the products that I use them as a supplier and I sell in the US. And now they don't have a standard ground shipping. They only have two options. One's economy. And on Amazon, you can actually set up an economy shipping template in your shipping settings. And then they also have expedited. So economy shipping's $3, and on every order it's $3. And then expedited, I think, is $15 flat rate. And the economy shipping is your standard, like 6 to 10 business days or whatever, excluding handling time. And then the expedited is 2 to 5, 2 to 5 or 2 to 6 days delivery, excluding handling time. So it's a standard expedited. Now the good thing about that is if you're able to sell on eBay or Amazon and use the supplier, and you add an expedited shipping option, for one, that gives you a leg up on sellers who don't have expedited shipping option with whatever suppliers they're using. And another thing is, what I like to do is, let's say the supplier charges me $15, I will make my expedited shipping costs like $17 or $18. So then I'm going to make a couple extra dollars every single time I get an expedited shipping order. Very cool. Now let me get right into it. So the IP issues. The IP issues that everybody has as an Amazon seller. Now, if you've dropshipped on Amazon or currently dropship on Amazon and you're using suppliers with brand name products, even if you're using genuine wholesalers, which is what we teach in our programs, outside of these unbranded suppliers, so like a Source Universe or a Costway, they have these products that are kind of unbranded, right? So there's not really any big brand names behind it. But with suppliers like Bangala, or let's say like a retail supplier with like a Overstock.com or even Walmart, they have all these big brand name products, and a lot of people are experiencing the IP issues. So the really good thing about doing original listings, creating your own content on Amazon, your own product listings from scratch, doing your own research for keywords and competition research, which I'm going to do a quick one right here off of just any product that I see. To avoid IP issues on Amazon, there's two things that this does for you. Is doing your own listings. You're not listing a brand name, right? Like from Source Universe, they're giving you exclusive rights to sell their products, so you can pretty much put it as whatever you want. You can put it as your own brand name. I've already asked Source Universe, can I put my own brand name and in like the brand name field or manufacturer or whatever, and they say, yeah, go ahead. You can go right ahead and do pretty much, you're allowed to resell from their site as you please. And I know Costway, they have a dropship agreement, and they pretty much allow you to do your own little branding on Amazon as well, reselling and dropshipping their products as well. It's very cool, and technically they're unbranded. Now some of them might, like this thing right here actually has like a little bit of like a brand on it, like I don't know what that is, DNM. But I would still go right ahead and list this as whatever I want to, right? Now in the future, if you have experience with Amazon FBA, once you get a product to start selling via dropshipping, which we go over this in another video of how to scale your business and get a product, test the validity of a product, and if a product's going to even sell before you decide to source 1,000 units from China for FBA, taking that huge risk. You take the risk out of it by dropshipping the product first, right? It's another thing we go over in videos. We also go over it very in depth in our programs. But you're going to have zero IP issues if you're doing all your own brand listings, right? Right? So if you trademark your brand and every single listing you do it under your own brand name, right? From a supplier like Source Universe or Costway, you are not going to run into any IP issues because you're not listing other people's brands, right? You're doing your own thing, creating your own content, doing your own product listings. Now, to scale an Amazon business this way, it does take a bit more time than it would be to just start listing other people's like huge brand names like Fisher Price or like health brands or products or whatever, right? So it's a lot easier to scale a business using other brands because they're already selling on Amazon and you're just essentially doing a piggyback listing on that. But when you're doing your own listing from scratch, it takes more time to build it up. But the really, really powerful thing is Amazon loves when you add new products to their platform. Other than just being another piggyback seller like every other seller, you're actually creating original content on Amazon, brand new products that they've never sold before. And when customers start buying that product, that's not only additional revenue for you, it's actually additional revenue to Amazon, in the sense that if you listed a Fisher Price ride-on toy that's already on Amazon, already selling 100 times a month, when you get sales on that product, you're doing nothing for Amazon, right? They're already selling that product, whether it's them, another seller, or you. Doesn't matter. But if you're creating new product listings which had not existed before, right? And you start to get sales on those products. Now, some of your sales may come from existing customers that might have bought a different product. Some might be brand new customers. Either way, you're bringing in a new product, new sales for the Amazon platform. And I know they love it because I've been doing it a long time. And I've never really had any issues with my Amazon account ever in like 6 years, because I've been doing original listings since day one, creating my own listings. Now, let's get to it. So I'm going to do a quick little research demonstration here. So I'm just going to go see if I can find a product. Well, there's some products up here. What is this? Featured products. So I'm just going to take a look here and see. Oh, maybe we go down here. Oh, okay, cool. Here's some more. Now, some of the products on Source Universe, you will see like this tent for 113 bucks. I'm not sure if that's a good price or not. That might be actually like a huge price. Might not be good at all. You just never know. But sometimes you'll come across a product and the price will just be, it'll be excellent. It'll be excellent price. Plus, as a reseller, just know that standard resellers 10% off. So if I'm looking at this thing for 22 bucks, really I'm paying 20. If I'm doing the $10 a month and I'm getting 20% off, really I'm paying 18, right? So you can take 10 or 20% off as a reseller, depending what level you come in at, the free level or the $10 one. And then you're going to be able to make a lot more money, right? So I'm licking this thing right here. So home and kitchen category. So this is a stovetop, pretty much a stovetop coffee maker, coffee maker. So it's $14.74. Now, if you remember, economy shipping's $3 and expedited's $15. So let's go with economy, which is you're always going to have to do that at the very least. So 14. Now, if I'm just on the free level, which is 10% off, that's going to be, I'm going to take $1.50 off this. So that's going to bring me down to $13.20, roughly. Then I'm going to add economy shipping, which is $3. So I'm going to be about $16.20, right? So keeping that number in mind, my total cost before Amazon fees is about $16.20, $16.30, $16.30. Now I'm going to go to Amazon and search for this product. One's just like it. I'm going to find myself a good keyword. And then I'm going to find myself what's going on with competition. Can I list this? Yes or no? Can I be in the lower 10 or 20 percentile of lowest prices on Amazon for similar products, right? Because it's not all about price. But if you have a very similar or nearly identical product and you don't have any additional value, you can't be the highest priced, right? The only way you can price higher than everyone else is if you have more value. So let's say this thing on Amazon, everyone has ones that are just like this. Just like a standard coffee pot, stovetop coffee pot, but yours is like titanium, or yours is like, let's say yours is a larger capacity, or let's say yours comes with 3 additional bonus items, like let's say it comes with a strainer and like a coffee mug. Then you could probably list at a higher price, right? But typically, if you're doing the same product, this is the mindset you need to have when doing your research. Find a good keyword. See who's competing on that main keyword. So you're stemming your search off a main keyword, seeing who's competing, and then you're seeing where you can fit in and if you can dominate or do well with a product. And the really good thing is, with FBA, you would need to take hours and spend so much time making sure your research, crossing your I's and dotting your I's and double crossing your T's, and making sure everything is absolutely lined up perfectly before you go order units from China to take that huge risk whether it's going to sell or not. Or you can just drop ship it. So you can do your research and go, okay, I've done the most research I possibly can. Now I'm going to list this item for free, and I'm going to see if it will sell before I take any risks. This is the beauty of drop shipping and doing your own original listings, kind of like FBA, without actually having to source from China and do FBA. Now, that's the thing of where do you get suppliers that have good prices like that? How do you find suppliers that'll drop ship like that? I'm showing you right here. Sourced Universe, excellent supplier. Very, very good customer service too. Whenever I run into an issue, they usually respond within like 24 hours, and they'll rather set me up with a return, and sometimes they'll even just refund me if the item is cheap enough. I found like if it's under like 30 or 40 bucks and an item arrives defective or damaged, now not always, but sometimes the supplier will just say, here's a 50% refund or a full refund. You can keep the item, which is really cool. And another one's Costway. They're a pretty good supplier too. The only thing is their customer service. They will haggle you a little bit on returns, which is kind of annoying, but Source Universe does not. This is kind of why I like kind of gravitate towards them for original listings. So I'm going to look up this pot. It's a stovetop coffee pot maker, pretty much. So I'm just going to look up stovetop coffee. Okay, here's one that pops up right here in the predictive search at the very top, actually. So that's really good. Just over 1,000 results. So that's not highly competitive volume-wise. Like there isn't a million people or 10,000 people selling products under this keyword. So that already shows me there's could be some space there. And just judging off what's up here, you know, selling best, 160, 600 sales rank. These prices are actually pretty good. Like they're in the good range of where we could sell it and make a profit. So $30, $35, $50, $20, $13. Now these kind of look like little puny things, but these look a little more like ours. 28, $29, $11. Okay, 50. So generally what I'm doing is looking for a median price. Now we go over this in detail in our course. We also do it in different videos of how to do your original product research. But generally I'm just looking for like a median price. So this one for 60, 20, 20, 30, 25, 10, 20, 15, 15, 20, 23, 35, 25, 34, 60, 45, 35. Okay, so anywhere from, I would say, about $15 for like the cheapest ones, all the way up to $60. So median price on that is going to be somewhere around 30 or $35. So yeah, somewhere around $35. So that puts us in the median, you know, a price where the product's already selling. These things are selling roughly from $15 all the way up to $60 for pretty much the same product. Couple differences, depending on, like, I think the $60 one. Let's see if we can find that. The $60 one, okay, it's a 10 cup, and this one's a 6 cup. Okay, so in this case, this one's a 12 cup, and it's selling for half that. So maybe it's the brand name. I don't know. I've never heard of that brand name in my life. Stainless steel. That could have something to do with it. Oh, that's stainless steel too. And this thing is $13,000 in kitchen and dining. Right? This is selling better than this. This is a bigger one. Stainless steel, same thing. Selling for half the price, and it's not even selling as good. So this just shows you right there, price is not everything on Amazon, not even close. So if we're going $15 to $60, and our median price about $35, then we would want to go take a look at the next tier, which the next tier was like the $29 to $34 ones, right? So there's $35, and then there's the $29. So what I would probably do would be coming in at like the second or third cheapest or fourth price-wise. So I would come in. People are actually looking for this at under 25 and between 25 and 40. So that just kind of shows you. Amazon's literally showing you right there. Highly rated, well-priced products. You could always, the good thing about starting a little high is you can always use the profit wiggle room to lower your price later if need be. So I would probably start at maybe $27 or $26.99, a little bit cheaper than these $28 guys. Right? I'll go a little cheaper than those guys, like $27.99. And then if we can't get it to sell very well or at all, then I would maybe drop it to like $24.99. Then we're going to be into that under $25 range, which is going to be the lowest price percentile. And that'd be it. So I would list this thing. This keyword right here already, like, I could maybe find a better keyword with even less competition with better results, but I'm liking the keyword. I'm liking what I'm seeing. The prices are all high enough that we could definitely make a profit. So if we come in and list this thing for $26.99, what kind of profit are we going to make? So what did we say, $16.30? $16.30, and then we add, if we sell it for $25, we're adding $3. We are adding a $3.75 in Amazon fees, roughly 15% in this category. So that's $16.30 plus $3.75, which takes us to about $20. So $20 all in after shipping and Amazon fees. And if we sell this thing for $26.99, that is a 35% markup. That's like 25% profit margin, pure profit. Bottom line is 20 to 25% pure profit on this item, which we can drop ship, and we do not need to source for FBA. And these guys have 2 different shipping options. And also, like I said, down the road, you can always go to the $10 a month and save an additional 10%. So if we were doing the 20% off, we would be paying $11, like $11.50, $11.80, $11.80, and then we'd add our 3 shipping, so then we'd be at $14.80, and then our Amazon fees, we would be at like 17, so like $16.50 all in, or $17 instead of 20, right? Very powerful. So then we would be making like 40 or 50% markup and like 30 to 40% pure profit. So you can see the difference of going from 10% off to 20% off. 10% might not seem like a lot, but if you have experience drop shipping, there's people that don't even make 10% profit margins on some of their best products or on their entire store. So 10% is a massive, massive addition to your bottom line, right? So that is pretty much what I wanted to show you guys in this video of avoiding the IP issues. And another strategy is drop ship to FBA. It's actually an in-depth method we teach in our Mastering Amazon, and we also touch on it now in our $47 launch course. But this is pretty much it. This is pretty much the method, is just searching out these products and listing them and drop shipping them from suppliers like these guys, right? Drop shipping from these kinds of suppliers. You're going to avoid IP issues, which is the main thing. That is the point of this video. We're going through the steps of growing an Amazon store and pretty much not having to worry about any IP crap or inauthentic claims, because you're the one listing the product from scratch from a supplier that allows you to resell. Now, Source Universe, in my knowledge, has never ever reached out to an Amazon seller and said, you're no longer allowed to sell our items. They actually recently just opened up to resellers. So they're embracing it. They realize that they're going to be able to make probably more business, right, if they open up to resellers and not just your standard everyday customer. And Costway's doing the same thing, opening up to drop shippers, I think about a year ago. No, less than a year ago, they actually created their official dropship agreement. So a lot of these suppliers that are kind of like unbranded, or they're doing their own thing, opening up to resellers, I think it's a really good opportunity for them. It's also a really good opportunity for us as eBay and Amazon sellers to have these suppliers in our arsenal where we can kind of do our own thing. Very powerful. I absolutely love it. This is my favorite way to sell on Amazon, doing my own product listings. It's so much more fun. Now, it does take more time, but it's extremely powerful. Now, if you compare, like if I was to compare my store is doing anywhere from 6K to 10K a day on my Amazon US store. Right now, from $6,000 to $10,000 a day in sales. And typically, your typical dropshipper margins from like retail suppliers are going to be anywhere from 5% profit to maybe like 12%. So my margins in 2018 were like 26%. So 26%, and those margins are still running solid because I do mostly original listings, and I'm also building out my own brands, but I'm still doing it drop shipping, right? I don't do much FBA. I do mostly drop shipping, like 99%, and doing 6 to 10K a day and growing with over 20% profit margins. It's absolutely amazing. And these are what a lot of FBA sellers are seeing, right? A lot of FBA sellers have been doing it for years, are seeing like 20 and 30%, 40% profit margins, but I'm doing it drop shipping, and I'm not taking any of the risk. I'm not sourcing from China. I'm not waiting 2 months for my shipments to arrive, and I got over 1,000 products listed this way, while your typical FBA seller might have 10 or a handful, and all of their capital and all their equity is completely tied up in these products, right? I mean, it's just a world of difference, and we're the only ones really teaching this stuff to full scale level. So make sure you stay tuned. We'll see you next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you later.